The first one should be pretty easy because it's already a slope-intercept form, okay? Remember, one of the key things to look at, and when the y is all by itself, one of the first things to graph is the y-intercept, because that's your point you start at. Remember, your y-intercept is also called the initial value, the starting point, and that's at -2, which is right there. And then the slope, this slope is negative. What I told the other classes, for problems like this, they'll probably already give you the 4 graphs, but you got to pick which one is correct. So I told them, if you put it in your calculator, because some people are confused on which way the slope goes, just press graph. Okay, so we know this one should be a negative slope. It should be going down that way. So from here, it's down 1/2, down 1/2, down 1/2. And then when we run out of room, we have to go backwards. So technically, it's like up 1 to the left 2, up 1 to the left 2. And hopefully you can pick up that pattern. That's my first line. Yesterday, we were only graphing 1 line on each coordinate plane. Today, there's 2. This is our y-intercept. Same thing as initial value or starting fee. And this one's at 2. This slope is positive, so we go up 3 to the right 2. We can't go up 3 to the right 2 anymore, so we start working backwards. If you notice, there's like a staircase pattern. That's why I keep doing the little zigzag. Keep your zigzag consistent. So, actually, down 3, left 2, down 3. So we have a system of equations, and the solution, you guys hopefully remember where this, how to find the solution. What is it? Be careful. The solution is where the 2 lines cross. Now that we have 2 lines, yesterday the solution was anywhere on the 1 line, but now that we have 2 lines graphed, the solution is where the 2 lines cross, which is -2, -1. This one was pretty easy because they were already both in slope-intercept form. This one we have to put in slope-intercept form. This is the 3rd day we've been reviewing these, putting them in slope-intercept form. So these steps you should know. I got to do the opposite of my x to move it to the other side. I'm creating a new equation. So this is 3y equals, I'm putting my slope in the front, or my wannabe slope, because I'm not done yet, -3. Then I finish it off with dividing everything by the coefficient of y. So then I end up with y equals -6x divided by -3, and -3 divided by -3, 1. Now this one's ready to get graphed. This one was already ready to get graphed because the y was already by itself. So Remember, the first thing to plot, or the first thing to look for if you're matching graphs, is the y-intercept. And this y-intercept for the first one is at -1. Then the slope tells me to move down 2 to the right one. 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 Once I run out of room, I'm going to start working backwards. So look at my staircases, how it's flowing, because I'm going to use the same pattern. Now it's up 2 to the left one. Up 2 to the left one. Uh-oh, that line's a little bit off. It kind of went down. That sucks. Okay, that one's better. Remember, I'm looking for where these two lines cross, so I probably should have used a straight edge or my ID to help just make it a straight line. Now the other one, that one once again starts at -1. But in this case, I'm going up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1 because it's positive. And once you can't go up 2 to the right one, start working backwards. I don't know why I can't draw straight lines today, but oh well. Now in this one, where do the two lines cross? The solution for this one, it's at what? It should be 0, -1, okay? Be careful, because remember, you're going to have multiple choice. And -1, you might get so happy, and you might see, oh, -1, 0. I'm so happy because it does touch at -1, but this ain't the answer. Because it's a y-intercept, it's on the y-axis. So the -1 better be in the y spot. Got it? Okay, let's take a break from graphing right now. We're not going to do these two. We'll wait and do those later. Unless you have any questions about the first two. Wrong? Flip it over because now it says using a graphing calculator. Okay? Remember, on your star, you want to save time. I don't want you to think that you have to graph these to find a solution. If you don't have to graph them, you can use your graphing calculator as long as they're both in slope-intercept form. So the y has to be by itself. You might want to clear your calculators. And this is very similar to the trick I showed you yesterday using the y1 and the y2. So on the y1, put 2x, and the y2, put this in there. This is very similar to yesterday. Sorry, that's a -3x plus 10. So I put the first equation in the top, second equation at the bottom. Now we press second graph. Now remember what we are looking for. What are we looking for? Wouldn't that be annoying if your teacher, every time she said 4, it was like 4? That'd be annoying. We're looking for where the y1 and the y2 are equal. Oh, I see a 4. Our solution, I know many of you were writing x equals 2 for your solution because yesterday all we had was x's, so all we needed was to know the x, which is the value of x. Today we have x's and y's, so we do need to know the 1x and that 1y. X comma y. Remember what this means. This means that 2 comma 4 is in both of these equations. 2 comma 4 is on this line and on this line. Okay? That's going to help us with this one, because we are looking for which point is in both tables. For this one, we can't use our graphing calculator because we don't have equations, but they already give us a table. So which point is in both tables? Is -1, 0 in both tables? Is 0, 2 on both tables? Is 1, 4 in both tables? Yes. So that is our solution. Remember, your solution point is where there's the same point are on both lines, or the same point is in both tables. The solution to a system is where the two lines cross. But my question is, does anybody remember, what if the two lines never cross? What if they're parallel? That's no solution, because they never touch, or they never cross. Then there was another one, and the other one was, I graphed this line, then when I graphed this other line, it was the same thing. It was right on top of each other. Remember that one? Infinite. Good. Infinite solution. So don't forget about these, because I believe if you look on the front, look at the two equations. If you graph this line, it is the same exact thing as this line. So this one is infinite solution, because it's the same equation. There's really no need to even graph that one if you recognize it's the same equation. Okay. Now this is where it gets real juicy, because a lot of y'all forgot how to solve it using substitution. Y'all remember? Who remembers? Who's the math genius? The future math teacher? No, she don't want to raise her hand now. So let me show you. Once you see it, you might be able to pick it up. So I'm looking for one that either has x all the way by itself or y all the way by itself. If you look at this one has the y all the way by itself on one side of the equation. There's nothing else. This one actually has the x all the way by itself. So see what I mean? Because I have to take this y, it's y equals this, and I have to plug it in the y spot of the other equation. It's substitution. So I'm going to write down my standard form, which is 3x plus 8, but I'm not going to write the y. Why not? Because I know that this needs to get replaced in the y spot. Anybody remember it now? Because these were the juicy ones. This one made people cry. And then from here, we just need to solve for x. If you want to. What's the first step? Any questions about this last step? Maybe you're like, I don't even know what she did first. Well, okay. Parentheses first. This 3x will stay here. Now I need to multiply. 8 times x is positive 8x. 8 times 9. Oh, come on. Where's my math people at? My 72. Thank you. Next step. Y'all being quiet. Combine the x's together. And that will give me, they're on the same side, so don't do no opposite crap. Uh-oh, I said crap in the video. Oh, I said it again, sorry. That would be 11x plus 72 equals -5. Now it's a two-step. Super easy. Do the opposite of the positive 72. So that's 11x equals, combine it, people, combine. This is negative 5 with some negative 72. Negative combined with more negative means you are still negative. If you put a bunch of negative people in a room with some other negative people, it's going to be some negative stuff going on, some fights and all that. Divide by 11 on both sides. So x equals negative 7. Listen, people, x equals negative 7. Don't let these star people confuse you, because remember, when I get my multiple choice, they might put a negative 7 on this spot, and somebody's going to end up choosing this one. But negative 7 is not in the x spot. So please be careful, and don't choose this one just because you're happy you see a 7 in the x spot. No, it's a negative 7. So please be careful when you're making those, and when you're answering A, B, C, D, because they don't really care about what you did to show your work. They care about A, B, C, D, okay? Because sometimes you'll see it'll be like this, and you'll say, oh, well, x, the only x that actually has a negative 7 is that one, so that's your answer. Sometimes you can stop here. However, sometimes you do need to do the next step, which is take this negative 7 and plug it into the x, right? It was an x equals negative 7, plug it in the x spot right here. So that would mean I have y equals, plug in the negative 7 plus 9. So if you need to do that next step, please do it. And that would be y equals, what's negative 7 plus 9? You can put this in the calculator. 2. So the solution better have a 2 right here, not a 2 right here. The 2 was the y, okay? Let's do it one more time. Anybody asleep yet? Hopefully not. Now remember, this one was the x equals, yes. Because remember, we have to have a full solution. X comma y. Yes, this is our solution. Maybe I should write it. So the solution has to be negative 7. I need the full x comma y. Because my equations have x and y in it, I need the full x comma y. This one over here, remember this was a x all by itself, so it has to get plugged in the x spot. That's one of the biggest mistakes, is people taking this and plugging it into the wrong spot. So I got 2 parentheses, and then everything else comes with it. I got the 2. I'm not going to write x. X is disappearing because I need to plug all of this in the x spot so I can start solving it out. So parentheses first. 2 times 4y is 8y. 2 times 7, 14. Now we have y's. Be careful, don't get the y's and the x's mixed up. We got y's on the same side. So 8y negative 6y become 2y. This should be the easier part. At least once we get to here, it should be easier. Anybody get an answer before me? Negative 1. Y equals negative 1. Remember, there probably one of these, maybe 2 of these on the star. Maybe 2. So if you can take your time kind of doing these and making sure you're getting the right answer, maybe use the multiple choice to help you, and I'll go back over that. However, these, if they're both in y equals, please use the calculator, second graph, boom, you find a solution quick. So then you can spend a little bit more time on these. If you start working on one of these and you notice 5 minutes then went by and you still don't have an answer, you might want to skip it and wait till the end. But make sure you skip your bubble too on your bubble sheet. So I'm plugging in a -1 into the y spot. I'm plugging in a -1 in this spot. So then I can see what x equals. And x equals, you can plug this in the calculator, or -4 plus 7, it should be 3. Remember, this you can put, like, you can't put the x in there, but if you just put this in the regular math part, it will tell you that it's 3. So remember, that means the x is 3, the y is -1. So when you're looking at multiple choice, make sure the 3 is in the x spot and the -1 is in the y spot. Alright, this video is going to be super long. I'm going to just go ahead and stop it right here.